Good morning. It's Chapman Walsh here. December 17th, 11:58, going on noonday. We're looking at the Bitcoin USD on a 1 week time frame here, just to remind us of the overall outlook here, and bias, but also just the overall view. What we have here is a wave C, that we've been following along, and the interior waves in that wave C we've been following along. So to keep in mind here, this wave A, 16,156 points. Wave C is equitable to wave A at the projection of 41. We've already breached that. Typically, what's the next kind of target in motion is the 1.618, and variations in between that, which I haven't done the calculations, but we can calculate what the 1.382 and the 1.236, the areas of a multitude of confluence between the equality or 100% projection and the 1.618 projection. Those areas of confluence are essentially put us in the mid 40,000s. And so when we look at the interior waves, it's very important as far as kind of projecting it with a degree of accuracy, or with a finer degree of accuracy. It's really important to look at the interior waves and kind of adjust interior wave counts real time. Sometimes the most challenging real time pattern forecasts are interior corrective waves, because there's a multitude of patterns that could be unfolding and that are permissible under guidelines. Even in the corrective pattern category, your bias could be correct, but every single wave in that intra-day pattern as it unfolds may not be exactly 100% accurate. Now, as it pertains to actually making a trade or in an actual investment, it wouldn't really be. It wouldn't so much as affect beyond actually choosing the entry, or if you're deciding on an exit and you're deciding whether this is actually true, it has to be confirmed, and so on and so on. But again, not to get into the weeds. So this wave C here, we're expecting this wave 5 not to have terminated right here, but this to be a wave 4 that was interacting, and we were thinking it was going to be unfolding as a triangle, but that has still looks to be ringing true. I mean, on a 3-hour chart, we held some momentum support here at the 40 level, or around the 40 level, twice here, as this triangle was unfolding, and then we're potentially counting this as an overshoot, a wave E overshoot, and we're expecting this wave 5 to be 1.618 times the length of this, which was 1890, and we're expecting 3058 around in length for wave 5 if our pattern is correct, right? So we do kind of expect that the Bitcoin price, I think the math that we did was 44,639. 44,639 puts us above the wave 3 terminus, not above this wave B terminus, but it's a different degree, so it's permissible in this scenario. But 44,639 would be this terminus for the wave 5 under this projection forecast. But again, we were able to kind of hold on the 3-hour chart. We were able to hold some bullish support lines. On the 2-hour chart, similar. I have here, in orange, the area that was crucial, and that was the overshoot area. It's 41.5 area, which has been an important level in the past, the mid 4100s, and then we've shot up aggressively here. Now I can go down to lower time frames to really see what's going on and to see if we've actually been able to pierce the 65 level on any particular the minute charts. Now we have broken above this triangle support line definitively, and we would expect a degree of strength here. Now on the 15-minute, boom, we've broken over the 65 level, which is quite indicative. You see here, as the market was pivoting intraday, we came down to 30, we kind of crushed, fractal moved up, and then we fractal moved up again, and we found support right above the simple moving average here. So now that we're comfortably above 67 on the 15-minute chart, taking a look at the 30-minute chart to see how it's interacting. Okay, it's still at 63. We would expect maybe some capitulation right here, and then a blast up. And so, take a look at a 5-minute chart right here. Okay, so we're all the way up at 75 on the 5-minute chart. Okay. Okay. All right. So at this point, where our bias is gonna stay that, hey, look, this was a triangle with just a wave E overshoot. Yeah, we're eager to see the market, the price action actually prove that. As you can see, we've gotten up even a little bit more higher here. I think this 42,300 levels is an important level to kind of be able to pierce above. But just ultimately, this particular resistance line would be important for this to be pierced. It looks quite impulsive on a minutes chart. Well poised to break through this resistance line, and that's that. So I mean, we'll have to let the market really prove itself here and really kind of get well above the 42.6, 42.7 level, and that will confirm or give a little bit strength to the bias of a wave 5 ending diagonal pattern in the works here. But again, after that, we do expect for a retrace of, well, what do we expect to retrace? Well, we expect a retrace of, it depends. It could be a retrace of if this is an ABC and it's a wave W, we would expect a retrace down to somewhere between the 38.2 to 61.8, so basically 33 to 26, and then we would go up and have a wave Y pattern, and so if that's to be the case, and that's really kind of like the best case scenario. right now here for Bitcoin. I mean, any other scenarios would be catastrophic, because if this is essentially, if we're to go another leg down, if we were to go another leg down, and that in this larger wave A was some sort of zigzag, I mean, the best case scenario would be, this wave. Best case scenario in that pattern outgrowth would be that wave B being this little complex wave right here, and the wave C being only 61.8% the length of that. But I mean, that would be, see what that would be, 53,529 times 0.618. Okay, 33,000. Yeah, 33,000 off of the highs. Let's say the highs were at 44639. So 44639 minus just 33,000, just for shits and giggles. I mean, that puts us at the 11,000 some odd mark, which, I mean, it could happen. It could definitely happen. And then we go up to, insane levels. That could definitely happen. In fact, I mean, that could definitely happen. But I think my bias is that this is more of a scenario where we meander upwards. But either way, we have short-term weakness impending. And the first stop will be this 33.4 level. In my opinion, I'm hearing people talk about the 37 level or whatever, but I think those are people that are thinking that this is eliticians that are thinking that this is somehow 5 waves going up here. But it's like, guys, you had a 10-year bull run. You think this just going to be retraced in 1 year? I mean, you had a 10-year impulsive movement. You think it's just going to be retraced in 1 year? That's kind of ridiculous to me. So, yeah, we're expecting at least 4 years, at least 3-4 years of a Fibonacci time retrace of that 10-year upswing in BTC. So I mean, come on. We're really just kind of reviewing the different probable corrective patterns, not really expecting that now there's a corrective pattern that could have us reach all-time highs on Bitcoin, because this wave B could in fact be 1.38 times the length of wave A, and we could protrude all the way up here or whatever. I mean, that would be around 100,000, and then come down to below the level, the beginning of wave or the terminus of wave A, which would be crazy. I mean, that would be almost like this being a wave B, but the wave B going up, a little past 100,000 or something like that, and then coming down. Yeah, that would be crazy. And then coming down to below, below the level of the terminus of wave A, which was at 15,479. So I mean, that's plausible. I mean, that literally could happen. So and in that scenario, I mean, let's just say 53,529 times 1.618, 86,000. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening too, because we'd still kind of end up around this mid-30s level. So this could be a wild ride. Yeah, this could be a really wild ride, really exciting ride. Yeah, so my bias is that we really have a regular flat or irregular flat, and we're in a wave B here on this particular time frame. On a more intraday time frame look, we're deciding whether how this wave 5 of C is finishing out. If there's going to be some kind of truncation. But we did hold some momentum supports again, so I'm interested to see how this unfolds out here today in the coming hours. Oh, look, while I'm talking, man, we pierced this 42.3 level. We're at a we're at 68, so above 65 on a 30-minute chart. It gives confirmation. If I can get a 1 hour confirmation, then I know we're kind of on track here, guys. Us piercing that top line resistance level is strong indication. Okay, so we're still in the 60s area here, closer to the 1 hour, but on a 30-minute chart, we've pierced that 65. So I am expecting a strong movement up here, and I think very well we maybe start this downswing for the last few weeks of Bitcoin. And we start that as the equities kind of takes this last gasp forward. Yeah, definitely see that happening as well. Alright, it's kind of all over the place, but I think that this gives a healthy look at the variables at play. Right now it's at 42,346, and here we go.